Hey everyone, this is Aurora Luna Star, and I'm so excited to be with you this evening. Part of a Humankind production. I've got a new show that I'm working on called Connection, and we're going to be speaking about a lot of different themes throughout this year. But the first one that I'd love to start speaking with you about this evening is our astrology that's going on for the new year and what that astrology means. And some of it is interesting and some of it is crunchy, but all of it is shaping us to prepare to be ready for what it is we're here to do on this planet in this time and space. So tonight's dialogue is really interesting, and then we're going to polish it off at the end with a beautiful meditation. So stick around for the end. We are now in the sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about sovereign energy, right? Choosing to be sovereign, choosing your thoughts and your authenticity, not allowing outside influences to bring you into their group consciousness, but really following your own line. What is your belief system? What is your truth? What feels aligned in your body? What feels aligned in your heart? What feels aligned when you wake up in the morning and you go about your day? Are you living your truth? Right? So Aquarius is going to ask you all of these questions, especially this year. Now, obviously, we're only in the sign of Aquarius for, about a month, but this theme of the age of Aquarius is where we are now. And the theme that's going to follow us for the next 20 years is that Pluto has just gone direct in the sign of Aquarius. And Pluto is the planet, very, very strong energy that's deep. It is an energy that requires us to do the deep soul dive, to shift things that are no longer in alignment, to really think about what it is that we are doing. Again, when you pair something like Pluto with Aquarius, you are actually looking at the real potential for what can come next in your life, because Pluto is going to put you through your dark night of the soul and then bring you like the phoenix from the ashes into rebirth. And so we have a huge opportunity, because this is the apex of the energy. As a planet just enters in Aquarius at 0 degrees, and it moves really slowly. So Pluto's going to take its time. It's actually going to go retrograde in September of this year, but as of November of this year, we've got a solid 20-year time period of Pluto sitting in Aquarius, waiting for all of us to come into our own revolution, our own shift, our own ascension, our own expansion, our own growth. And that is so exciting, because to me, when I think about this combination, it's why we're here. This is why we've shown up on the planet in this time and space. This is exactly the time period of choosing what you feel aligned to, choosing what lights you up, choosing the spark, and recognizing that you are a responsible co-creator, meaning you are the creator of everything going on in your life. Everything. All the good and all the bad, right? Whatever that means. Maybe not bad, but let's just say challenging might be a better word, right? So if you're responsible for everything you're creating, but you haven't realized that yet, this is the time to really be paying attention. Pay attention to your patterns. Right? What are your relationship patterns telling you? Are you a victim? Do you feel like you're a victim in a lot of your relationships? The truth is, you have a choice, right? So now is going to be the time to come out of that energy, the patterning where you feel like you're being kept down, and make choices that might feel a little bit scary, right? Because what happens if I choose to walk my own path? What happens if I choose to think my own thoughts? What happens to my life, right? A lot of times people along the way may not stay in our lives, but my awareness is that spirit, God, source, all that is universe, whatever gets cleared out of our way, there's always room now for new people to come in who appreciate your authentic self, who appreciate you for who you are, the way you are, right? So this astrology time that we're in is so potent and so powerful because the earth is going through a huge shift in consciousness. And what we're going to see this year is the deepening of polarity, which is also Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is going to show us on a mass scale a lot of shadow, a lot of division, a lot of left and right, right and wrong, black and white. And the key is going to be to not get tripped up in the polarity, right? Because if we understand the quantum field, the first thing we know is that everything that happens in the quantum is of source, is of God, is of all that is, okay? So if you can bring yourself to have that awareness, the second point of the quantum, or the second law, is that wherever you put your focus, that's your point of creation. So if you're focusing on the negative, if you're focusing on disaster, if you're focusing on the polarity, you're part of creating more polarity because you yourself are a creator. And so what becomes imperative this year is, instead of choosing one side or another side, to pull back into divine neutrality. The more that we can do that, the better off we all will be. When I look in the quantum of all the things that are happening on the planet right now, right? In the Middle East, in countries in Africa, in the Ukraine, wherever there are people doing things that are in that deep polarity, that don't feel like love, my vision, my energy goes to the quantum field, seeing peace, seeing resolution, seeing creative solutions. That's where I focus my energy. I'm not focused on what I know is happening, right? My head is not in the sand. I'm aware of the polarity. I'm aware of the disconnect and the distortion, right? There's a lot of it happening. So if I keep focusing on one side, the other side, or just the calamity of all of it, I'm now participating in it. In order for the future to change, part of what becomes necessary is focusing on what we want to see happening, because as we focus our energy in that way, it begins to happen. Now, it doesn't happen overnight, and humanity is on a trajectory right now. In this moment, humanity does learn through tragedy. We become our best when things are at their worst. But we don't have to continue to learn and remember who we are in that way. We can rise to the occasion, and then we can just keep rising, right? We don't have to wait for a disaster to hold the door open for someone, or to help our neighbors, or to choose to love someone, or to see the love in a situation, right? Generally, we're programmed to be very negative and to focus on that negative, and that creates fear, and fear is rampant. Right? When we're in fear mode, it affects our central nervous system, our endocrine system, and our overall health and well-being, our mental health and well-being, right? Fear impacts everything from how we feel physically to emotionally to mentally. And it's important that we make choices in this now that will set the stage, because what this year also has on deck, if we choose it, is a ton of expansion, because Pluto in Aquarius is also about uncovering gifts that you didn't know you had. It's about discovering your connection to your soul and your source, and just how powerful that connection is. It's about community. It's about gathering. It's about getting deep inside your soul and connecting to all that is that you are, and remembering your purpose and being here. Pluto in Aquarius is really a dream for everyone who's here to be in service to one another. And that's pretty much the opportunity for the entire planet. Everyone is spiritual. Everyone is empathic. Everyone has the potential to make that choice. Not everyone will, right? So among the things for this year, our job is not to preach to anyone else about what it is that we're doing. We're here to lead by example. That is the age of Aquarius, right? We're here to walk our own talk, be in alignment, walk to the best of our ability all the things that we know in our heart to be true, whatever that means, right? Kindness, compassion, forgiveness, as best we can. And from that space, again, we're creating a new potential reality. It's so important. Gaia needs us to wake up, right? Because she's impacted by these energies too, Mother Earth. Now, in truth, she can shake us off like fleas, but that's not her intention because she called us all to be here for this massive shift, a shift in consciousness, a coming back to remembering our source self, the God, Goddess, the all that is that we are, the love that we are, the compassion that we are. Right? And all of that starts with doing that for ourselves. It's a lot, right? It's hard to forgive ourselves. We tend to hold ourselves hostage with all the things that we've made mistakes with. But really, what does that do? If we can't find forgiveness for ourselves, how do we forgive other people? Right? We need to forgive everyone's mistakes, right? In the Course of Miracles, they would say, we need to forgive ourselves for believing the dream that we're separate from our source or from God, right? And then we need to forgive everyone in the dream because everyone feels separate from source because our consciousness has been hijacked, right? I don't know that most of us started meditating at 2 and 3 years old like they do in some countries and cultures. Imagine if the whole planet started meditating and learned meditation from a young age, learned self-love from a young age, learned how to honor Gaia, Mother Earth, and all of her cycles, seasons, and gifts, right? If we were all living in harmony with the earth and with ourselves, we would be living in harmony with each other. Pluto in Aquarius is going to call that forward. And we're going to feel it acutely this year because, again, one of the things that Pluto will do is show us the duality, and it's going to get crunchy. The election is one piece, but it's not the only piece for the year. People are convinced on left and right rather than looking at the entire picture. And that's okay for right now, right? It's not about judging what is, but it's about holding space for what if it could look entirely different. What if? And that's my personal prayer. That's my personal energy song, if you will, right? I believe that our energy vibration is sent out into the universe, into the multiverse, and into the quantum field, like music, frequency, vibration, right? So the song of my heart is for a whole new way of being to exist because I remember being in other time-space continuum timelines where there was peace, where it was much lighter to be in the presence of all the beings that lived together on one planet. It was not as dense as it is here. The gift in coming back to Earth is that we get to watch and be a part of this change to happen, for some of the density to lift, for love to be the vibration that comes, that everyone comes home to, that everyone returns to. Because that's what we are. We are love and we are light. And so tonight we're going to do a meditation that helps us remember this love, helps us anchor this love into our being. Now, one thing I'm going to mention before we begin is that there's a reason why we call it a spiritual practice. Because from the last trimester of pregnancy to 7 years old, your thought patterns were handed to you by your environment. And because our consciousness has been hijacked, let's say, or manipulated, we've forgotten who we are. And so our parents did the very best they could but they handed us a lot of lack in that energy. And so our default setting is the energy of lack, whether it be lack of self-esteem, lack of abundance, lack of anything you can think of, and then filled with fear. Lack and fear is what we were gifted from 0 to 7. And that's okay, because we do have the original factory reset setting, right? Because we came in from source, divine perfection, right? So we can take that default setting out, but it takes practice. 21 days to make a habit, 3 months to really create the pattern. And then you can start living your life from a completely new vibration. So while tonight's meditation will be an activation that lasts for, let's say, several days to maybe a week, it's going to require you to come back to maybe this meditation or other meditations. Gratefully, there's YouTube and you can watch all kinds of people doing all kinds of things, right? You can watch my YouTube channel if you want, but Humankind has lots of beautiful information on it. And there's so many beautiful people doing amazing work out there. So I invite you to not worry about whether or not what you're listening to is right or wrong. If it feels good in your heart, then you know it's right, and that's all that matters, right? Keep following what feels good, because that's how we anchor heaven on earth. Heaven, in my awareness, is not a place. It's a consciousness. It's a returning back to the source that we already are connected to, and it's remembering that connection. And so with that said, I invite you to close your eyes, to take 3 deep but gentle breaths, and allow your body to settle into the space where you are. And as you do so, give yourself a moment to actually feel your body. You may notice some aches and pains. That's usually some place where there might be some stagnant energy. That's okay. The body is the vehicle for the soul, so we're just paying attention to what the body might be telling us. Good. And now we're going to welcome in all of our teams of light. I welcome in all of our ancestors from all time, space, every dimension, every lifetime, to be present with us in this moment. And I welcome in all of the angelics, all the seraphim, the cherubim, the Elohim of peace, the El Shaddai, the White Brotherhood and Sisterhood of Light, all archangels, to be present with us in this moment. And we welcome in all of the ascended masters, all of the ascended ones, all those who have mastered being in human form. And we welcome in all of our galactic brothers and sisters, all the star nations. And then we welcome in the light of God, of Source, of all that is. I see it as a beautiful diamond light, a capstone of energy above us. As we welcome in Gaia Sophia, Mother Earth, below us. And all of her kingdoms of light, the crystal, mineral, plant, animal kingdoms, the elements, the devas, inner earth, middle earth, all that is Gaia. And then welcoming in below again that beautiful diamond light of Source, so that we are completely contained in divine love, divine light, divine guidance, and divine protection. And from this sacred container, I invite you to call all of your energy back to you from all people, places, and circumstances. Oftentimes we leave pieces of our energy. And so we want to call all of that energy back to us. We do not need to cord our energy to anyone. Calling all of that energy back, and at the same time, we're going to send back all energy that is not ours to source light. Oftentimes, when we worry about people, we end up cording our energy to them. So we just want to send all that energy back that is not ours to source light, taking back our own frequency so that we are fully embodying our I am presence, our sovereign source self. And from this space, seeing in your mind's eye a beautiful golden light coming up through the bottoms of your feet. And as this light comes up through the bottoms of your feet, it's coming up from the heart of Mother Earth. This beautiful golden light moving from your toes to your ankles, from your ankles all the way up to your knees. And from your knees, moving all the way up to your hips, connecting in at the base of the spine. Allowing this beautiful golden light to move through the lower chakra system, filling the sacral area. Allowing this energy to rise into the solar plexus area. And allowing this beautiful golden light to rise into the heart. And for a moment, we're going to allow this golden light to stop here, fully feeling from your heart all the way down to your toes, all the way down into the heart of Gaia, a beautiful golden frequency. We're now going to welcome, from the galactic center through the great central sun, a beautiful diamond light of all that is. We're going to ask this beautiful diamond light to come through all of our upper chakra systems, bringing us through to the crown. This beautiful diamond light is coming all the way down to our crown, to our third eye, to the throat, to the high heart, and meeting the golden light at the heart center. And we're going to set an intention for these beautiful lights to start making figure 8 formation, where the diamond light is going to move all the way down to the heart of Mother Earth, as the golden light reaches all the way up to the galactic center, and then down and around, so that there's a huge figure 8 energy happening between the diamond light, the gold light, Mother Earth, and the all that is, with you and your heart at the center, and allowing this beautiful light with ease and grace to flow through you and around you. And if you can concurrently at the same time bring your attention to the heart, to the center of your heart chakra, just feeling how easy, expansive, and all the love that you're feeling in this moment, both from Mother Earth and from Source. You may be feeling your energy expanding very far around you. And so what we're going to do in this moment is just welcome it to come back slowly towards the physical body. This is your connection as a soul and a body to all that you are and the all that is, to your beautiful star planet, Mother Earth, to all of your teams of light, and to the very source themselves. When you feel this connection, only love and light is flowing through you. There is no confusion. There is no anxiety. There is no fear. There is only truth. And that truth is that you are part of the eternal. And so as you bring your energy body, your energy field closer into you now, I invite you to see in your mind's eye a beautiful sapphire light that begins at your crown and weaves a cocoon of integration of this activation with ease and grace, and so much love all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. And when you feel this process is complete, you may open your eyes and come back to the space.